There comes a point in life where a man realizes the only enemy they truly have is himself. And today I'm gonna be talking about Dax Flame and how he, you know, went from being a person who hates himself and then succeeding in life and went back to hating himself because he still has a bit of insecurities and problems that he has to work through. But I'm very glad to see like people giving him like words of encouragement and also being positive for his journey and how good he is in successful. Because for those of you who don't know who Dex Flame is, Dex Flames is basically a comedian right now, but he's a prevalent person in YouTube. He's basically a YouTube OG. He's been in like the YouTube scene for like more like 20 plus years at this point, because right now it says 19 but it's 20 plus years. Bro has like basically 80,000 subscribers and whatnot. And the first thing about me, I didn't truly realize who was Dax Flame up until I saw, a picture of, I mean, not that picture, two thumbnails of him. The first thumbnail was him saying that Superman was coming to school. I think he was in like middle school or something. Then the next video, it was like the humiliation. Him talking about how sad it was, how he felt like terrible about coming to school. Maybe I think he was bullied or what, something like that. But it actually made me think like, oh, no, 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 no. First of all, like his YouTube channel is basically like diary entries. What was diary entries about him, his school, his life, basically. Being entertaining and him trying to be like a comedian. Because right now he's basically a funny comedian. I was very surprised I saw him on like No Jumper, being like with Drewski and whatnot, like Drewski, Big Mac, the guy who's like a crip and whatnot. But it was very relieving to see him actually, succeeding in life. And I was very surprised. Bro was old. Like I think he's like in his like 30s or something. But that's pretty good for him because he's still, garnered this amount of success and also is a prevalent, person. Actually, he's living his life and whatnot. But however, he has like a lot of success, but he still faces his insecurities. He's very insecure about his upbringing. Very like shy and timid and whatnot. Even though he's like a prevalent comedian and whatnot, from what I've seen in his comedy shows and whatnot. But I feel like, and I'm pretty sure everybody saw that he is basically like terrified, or he has like he's still insecure about who he was and who he was becoming, and he's not sure about the success that he truly has and the success that he's like going towards. He feels less than, he feels like he doesn't deserve this success for some unknown reason, even though he truly does deserve this level of respect and success that he has right now. And it's kind of you know just like everybody else in the world currently, they go through life thinking, and also like people who are like Dex, okay, go through life feeling less than. They feel like they don't deserve to be in their position. They feel like they didn't work hard enough, or they weren't. They feel like as though they were just lucky. They were at the right time and moment. They feel like they didn't put in the work to put themselves in that position. But that isn't the case most of the time, because people work hard but they still have this sense of insecurities deep inside their heart and soul. I don't know why I placed my finger on my brain, but basically on their heart and soul, they feel as though the success they currently have isn't theirs. They feel as though they just won the lottery ticket when it comes to success and whatnot. So I feel as though Dex has that type of problem right now. But currently, I'm kind of happy seeing like a lot of people like saying positive words to him, telling him to be happy, giving him like positive reinforcement and being happy for who he is, and he should be more confident and stop being shy and whatnot, and having this negative self image about himself, because Dax, you worked your ass off to get where you are. If he's watching this video, I'm not sure if he's gonna be watching this video, but if he does watch this video, that's a good thing for him. But Dax, you need to realize that, and also people who will relate to Dax, okay, you need to realize, no matter how successful you are, you cannot escape who you truly are. But that's okay. Just work on yourself, be positive, be happy for where you are. Even though your success seems like it's a crazy thing, even though you feel like you don't deserve that level of success, it's still you. You worked your ass off to get to the place where you're at. I know you went through like maturity scenes, like going through like, I don't know why I keep on saying as and like, but it's neither here nor there. You've been going through a lot, and I mean a lot of situation where you feel like you don't deserve to be in that particular position. But remember, you put in the work, the work ethic, the dedication, the wherewithal. You even withstood the test of time. Most people, like currently, most people who are in Dex position would not even be successful because they'll feel the pressure of society or the pressure of other people putting them down, like as though they don't deserve it. Because Dex literally was in the YouTube game for 20 plus years, like 20 plus years. If somebody and he started young, and that takes a lot of courage to actually do that, like sitting and actually like talking, professing your words and whatnot is very like most people aren't confident enough to present themselves or present their cases to the internet. Because remember, the internet is gonna always you're gonna always leave like a footprint on the internet, and everybody's gonna see what you keep on talking about and everything that you want to present to the world. But Dex, you have to realize that everything that you've done this far was something amazing, and you should always be positive. And people who feel and resonate with Dex, you should always feel, and I mean, you must always, oh fuck, you should always feel that same amount of praise and other, not praise, that level of confidence from what you achieve. If you worked hard on your journey, you should always go through it, and don't feel any negative pressure from people who don't see the same vision as you, okay? Because people who are on the YouTube, like Dex has been on YouTube for like 20 years. I said it again, 20 years. Most people would give up for like, for let's say like a year, for them not getting like subscribers, not getting like viewership, not getting anything. But bro did his thing. He did everything in his power to succeed, and look at him now. He's like a famous like social media figure. He's also a pro, like a, seems like he's also a successful comedian too. He has everything that he ever wants, but he still has this negative self-doubt that I think that he's been carrying for a long, and I mean a long time. But remember this, Dax is a representation of a person who hates himself. The only person that he sees, the only enemy that's ahead of him, is always himself. You have to realize that the only enemy that's stopping you from achieving what you want to do is yourself. If you feel like you're less than, you have to stop it. You have to love yourself from within. That's why people are now saying Dex is a best like representation of a tragic hero or a tragic protagonist who still has self-doubt and whatnot. That's why to this day people are still now saying that Dex is a new representation of a best written character when it comes to negative, like a character who hates himself, but he's gonna truly realize that in the end he should love himself, and that's when the story actually flourishes for that particular character. So realize that if you hate yourself or you have any negative self-doubt or negative self-thoughts about yourself, you have to realize that you should love yourself and have the wherewithal to still keep going and never give up in pursuing your life goals and dreams. Okay, this is Matt. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.